As a senior schools inspector, senior examiner and education consultant, you must have visited very many schools and observed many teachers. In your opinion, why would you say voice training is so important?
Well, as you say, I must have, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of schools, I suppose, and colleges. Well, you know, for a teacher, and the same goes for a lawyer or a clergyman, anybody who professionally has to project their voice and communicate, the voice is the most important weapon in their armoury. Because it's through the voice, basically, that you're holding attention and you're communicating. Obviously, there are other things in communication, the whole visual aspect of it, but essentially, if the voice isn't right, then the rest really won't work. And for a teacher particularly, there needs to be great care taken about the voice. I've seen many teachers in my time who probably now are in their 40s, late 40s, though it can apply to younger teachers as well, where the voice is, I suppose you'd say, wearing. Not wearing out, but wearing. And often, you know, quite serious problems can occur. Often problems which can be easily put right if an experienced voice teacher is consulted. Usually it arises from the voice being badly produced, which earlier on in one's career probably doesn't matter all that much because it's a young voice, and so yes, it'll work. The same thing happens with singers, and many singers who have good careers early on, because the voice is not being correctly produced, their vocal teacher will warn them. You know, it's where it's all coming from, the pressures on the throat, whereas of course it's got to come from the diaphragm. So you've got problems of voice, but you also have problems of projection. And even very experienced teachers, if they have to deal with a much larger group, are not projecting the voice sufficiently. I mean, this applies very much to lecturers in universities and in colleges, where maybe they may have a small tutorial group, which is okay, but then an hour or so later they may have to be talking to, in the big lecture hall, to maybe 300, where there they have to project their voice. And as well as learning how to project the voice, they have got to learn how to vary the pace, the tone, the crispness of the diction, all these things which are important. Tone, I think, is particularly important.
So you would say, Don, from what I gather, that the quality of a teacher's voice certainly can affect pupil performance.
Oh yes. I mean, you do get some teachers who may have a flat monotone, they may drone on, but and you know, sometimes other things will enable the class to respond to them. But on the whole, I think to hold the attention of a group of people, there needs to be conscious variation of tone until it becomes second nature. I mean, some people are very fortunate and they can do it anyway, others not. And it's the others we're really thinking about here. And get a good vocal teacher, and they often can just put it right very quickly. There are certain exercises one can do. It's mainly being made aware of what the problem is and what you can do to overcome it. And a good voice teacher can do that.
How important, Don, would you say it is for a voice teacher to have classroom experience?
Oh, I think it's very important because a teacher has got to have all the other skills, not just vocal, of classroom control. Again, this can be achieved very much through voice, and also being aware really of the whole dynamic between the teacher and the group or the class. Now, I think you can have somebody who is very knowledgeable about voice production, but is not aware of all the other demands in a classroom on a teacher. I mean, it's no use saying, oh, well, you should do this, should do that, when the teacher's also got to be also aware of other things going on. So I would say it is very important for a voice teacher who is teaching or is working with teachers or lecturers, somebody in education who has to do presentations of some sort or another, to have some practical experience of the work itself.
Don, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Okay.